everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Seven Prisoners. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix film. And here's the cool thing. It's 7.1 on IMDb. 4,955 people have rated it so far. Like 5,000 people, 7.1. It's only an hour and 34 minutes long. It's about an 18-year-old man, boy, I don't know, an 18-year-old kid. And who is trying to provide for his family, and he takes a job at a junkyard, but then becomes involved or somehow related to human trafficking. So I'm assuming his boss somehow does that. So I don't know, but I mean, there's nobody in it that we know, or that I know anyway, because I think it's in a different language, which I should have checked before. I did check, but it seems like a language spoken. Portuguese, Korean, Spanish, English, French, and Haitian. So there you go. I mean, the film is filmed in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Okay, it's a Brazilian movie. There you go. That's what I was looking for. So I'm excited, and I love how Netflix will dub it, so I don't have to read it. 7.1 is pretty solid. So we'll see. Let me get into it. I'll find out what it's about, give you a better idea. We'll let you know what I think. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I'm going to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Seven Prisoners. We're at the 45-minute, 30-second mark, so just under halfway, 49 minutes left to go. So a little misunderstanding on my part, and maybe this is common knowledge and I'm just behind the times. When I read the IMDb synopsis, our main character goes to work in a junkyard and gets involved in human trafficking because of his boss. I had assumed that, this is my assumption, this happens very early in the film, and I think it's just me not being educated, and everybody else probably gets this, but I had assumed that, I always think of human trafficking when they, mostly get women and then sell them, usually for, sexual favors and that kind of thing. So that's what I'm thinking, like this boss is going to have this kid do. I'm wrong. So, and I don't know if this is a bad word, you don't say it anymore, it's slavery. Well, and I thought about it more. I was like, well, that's what human trafficking is. In my idea of that, my definition, where they're, selling women for sexual favors, that's slavery too. But that's really what they mean by this, I think, so far. He has recruited these boys to come work in the junkyard for him, and to do it for their room and board and their meals. And they did give an advance to their family, but essentially they're working for nothing, and they have no way to get out of there, so they're trapped there, kind of thing. And he's abusive, So that's what I think they mean by human trafficking. Now I could be wrong. I don't know, but that's what I think now what they meant. So that's what it's about. These four kids come to this junkyard, and they're just doing all the work, and this guy's yelling at them, stuff like that. Now it gets into the, how do they get out of there? So trying to escape, trying to kiss up to the boss to become, like on the good side. So kind of interesting there. They just had an inspection, where inspectors come and inspect the junkyard. And there were some opportunities there that I felt was obviously missed. So you'll see what I mean when you watch that, but we'll see where it goes from here. It's kind of interesting. Not sure why there's four boys now. Not sure why they call it Seven Prisoners yet. I could have this whole thing wrong, but I wanted to check in and give you a better idea of at least what I think it's about. But it is interesting, so let me get back to it, see where it goes, and I'll let you know. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Seven Prisoners, and I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was very interesting, considering I had no idea what it was about, obviously. It does get a little bit more involved. It shows a little bit of the human trafficking that I thought human trafficking was. But ultimately it's down to basically using them as slave labor, and them trying to get out, and them trying to escape, like I said. And then we have our main character who is at least educated, or he can read. The other people can't read. So he has some skills that the boss might be interested in, and you know, he's smart and can read all that kind of stuff. So he starts to warm up to the boss to try and, you know, gain his approval, and then, you know, ultimately use it to his advantage is really what's kind of going on. So and so you know, you're wondering what's going to happen, obviously, and everything like that. But it's crazy. I mean, I think it's pretty modern. I wonder if this, like, kind of, yeah, I'm sure it does happen. You know, I always think of it a different way, which we know that happens, which is awful. So there's this piece of it, and you know, I don't want to go into too much detail, because part of the allure, or the reason I like this film, is because, you know, you don't know what's going to happen, kind of thing. And but you think about, I even thought about it, like, right in the beginning, like, if this happens to you, if I was trapped in this, what would you do? You know? And then, you know, what opportunities do you take? So, you know, when they're trying to escape or thinking about escaping, like, you know, do you take a certain opportunity, or do you potentially wait for a better one? You know, because what if this one doesn't work out? What's going to happen? You know, could it be worse on you? Or, well, maybe it will work. Or, you know, if you don't take this one, will another opportunity present itself? So that was playing in my head a lot as this was going on. And you know, there's other pieces to it that I can't elaborate on, because it's just gonna, you know, whatever. So I think it's definitely worth a watch. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, the 7.1 kind of gives it away that it's going to be a pretty good film, and I thought it was really good. So, and it's great, like, it's dubbed, and the 7 prisoners does make sense. I think at the time I checked in, it didn't necessarily make sense, but it does. It eventually does, as I thought it would. So that's it. It's hard for me to speak any further. Definitely worth a watch. I liked it. It's hard to talk about the acting, because, you know, the entire movie's dubbed, but the plot line and the psyche of it, I think, is worth it. So, all right, that's it. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.
Thank you.